Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be doing a plan with me in my Erin Condren vertical life planner. So I use this planner to plan all things academic. If you haven't been here before, my name's Ashley and I am a PhD student at a university, and so I use this planner to plan my PhD life. So today I will be using a bundle up kit from the Prairie Planner. So I actually PR for the Prairie Planner. So you can pick up her kits and other stickers such as icons in shop, and if you use Ashley20 you can also get 20% off your purchase. Okay, so as I put down my base, I think I'll just kind of provide some context in where I'm at in the semester. So this was actually the first week of the winter semester at my school. So a lot of it was kind of just semester planning and jumping back into things after the holiday break. So grad school is a little bit different than undergrad in that in undergrad you have very clearly defined semesters. When one semester starts and one ends, like nothing goes in between, and things don't carry over. Grad school is a bit different in that there's never any kind of clearly defined points in the semester. You're often doing work between semesters, and projects often go between semester timelines. And so from the fall semester, I wrapped up, there are certain things I wrapped up, such as coursework, so I was able to wrap that up, but I still had some ongoing things. So one being my qualifying exam, which I've talked about before on my channel. So essentially my qualifying exam is even though I'm in the PhD, I haven't fully been accepted into, like, I'm not a PhD candidate. The qualifying exam is just to prove that you kind of have the critical thinking skills and other skills to be in the PhD program. And so I'm going through that process right now. And so there's that, as well as I do research on the side. So I have a job at my university where I get to do research for kind of local community organizations, often nonprofits, and oftentimes we're doing some type of program evaluation. And so from the fall semester, I had, still continuing, a client report to wrap up. So one of the organizations, we did all the data collection in the fall semester and some of the analysis in December, but then I basically had to jump right back into writing up that report. So it was quite a weird start to the semester, in that I basically got back and there was like no ease to getting back. It was like jump right into project work. I also had a presentation this week too for like all my qualifying exam to my program, so that also felt like a lot of pressure because suddenly again, like I was just jumping back into like a very heavy workload with kind of like no nice transition. So it was kind of stressful. I also noticed, so like some of it was also semester planning. So this semester I'm not taking any courses, which is nice because I have it to like dedicate to like work and research. But I am still TAing, so I still am typically, and I've done this most semesters, is teach a seminar. So seminars are like, they're kind of like these lab components for like about 20 to 30 students in the class, and usually there's some type of like workshop and like lab or seminar assignment they do in the seminar. So there's some type of teaching and grading, as well as I'm actually doing a second TA-ship too, which will just be fully grading, which is kind of nice in a way. Not that I find a lot of meaning teaching students, but it takes up a lot of time in my week, and grading is still a lot of work, but it's flexible work, so it's not taking up my 9 to 5. I can just kind of do it in the evening time if I want, or on the weekend. It doesn't have to be within that kind of 9 to 5 schedule. And so anyways, I'm getting a bit off track. But so even though I don't have courses, I still need to plan out the semester because I'm still TAing for some undergrad courses. And something I noticed, so I had a lot of semester planning, is other universities I've seen is they release like course syllabus and course structures pre the course actually starting. So January 9th was the start date for our semester, and literally at midnight the night before, like, or I guess the 9th, as soon as it turns midnight, that's when like our our courses open up so that you can see what the course syllabus is, and you can see kind of what the structure of the course is like. So it's a little bit hectic because you don't really get like any preparation time pre starting the course. Like if you have a lecture on the first Monday, you don't have any time to like prep your readings or anything, and you're playing catch up. Also, semester planning, like it takes a while to like put all the dates in your calendar, and to like keep track of all your readings and everything, so it takes a while. So that's something I kind of wish our university did, was it would release dates before. But yeah, as I said, the first week was then planning. So a lot of the first week was planning, as well as just kind of doing these larger wrap-up things that I was supposed to or wanted to finish last semester before I kind of dive into new projects. I have to say, so this is kind of a new layout for me. Normally I kind of stagger the full boxes, but the like Prairie Planner kit comes with 9 full boxes, and I really like this layout. If you've been watching before, I think especially last semester, I would often struggle to fill up my Saturday, Sunday, because this is my only, like, it's only for work, like everything academic wise. I don't put usually any life things in here. So yeah, it's a bit, it was always a bit hard. Like I always felt guilty because I never needed that many full boxes for the weekend because I wouldn't work full days. And not that I should have to, like, basically academic life is 24/7 job, even though it shouldn't be, but yeah, I wanted to try to be better this semester about work-life balance. I think I'll still work, like, do some work on weekends, but not having full work days, and maybe even taking a day off. And so I didn't want to like feel guilty like looking at the spread and seeing like these open boxes with nothing in them, like I hadn't accomplished stuff, which like I do all week long. So I thought I would double up the boxes on Saturday, Sunday, because it's 9, and do kind of Monday through Friday like this. And I think it just makes it a bit, I don't know, it makes it feel a bit more full. And so I'm kind of liking this layout, and I think I'm going to try to keep it for future weeks. I'll have to see with other kits. Like I got a bunch of kits from like shops that I haven't shopped in a while, or kind of new to me shops. So I'll have to see how many full boxes come with them. But even if it's not 9, I might be able to pull in some extra full boxes I have from previous kits. But I think this will allow me to have better work-life balance, knowing that I have the structure in place, because then I'll be like, I can do like max a couple things a day. I can't like load up on a bunch of tasks each day. I think though this semester is a bit weird for me because I don't think I'm gonna have a lot of little things, or at least like little things I want to track, because I'm not doing courses. Like normally with courses you have weekly readings, so I would track each of the weekly readings, and you would have often like weekly assignments plus the class, so that took up time in my schedule. Now I have these like very large projects. So I have like a large project through like my research job as well as my QE, And so for that, I feel like it's not, even though I break down tasks, I feel like it's not helpful for me to track every little thing, because honestly it becomes too much. Like my research job, I'm in a project manager role, so a lot of my work is like reading, reviewing, editing, emails, communication. Like it's a lot of project planning. And so it feels like it'd be too much if I was to put everything down, because often there's multiple things I'm doing at once. Versus, versus I guess like TAing, or as I said, coursework, where I do have smaller things that I can track but don't become overwhelming. So at least with TAing, like I have the weekly seminar, I have to prep for the seminar, and then usually I have to grade the labs after. And so that kind of provides me with a consistency that I can track. But even so with that, I feel like it's not enough to kind of fill up this space because I have these large projects. So I feel like it's easier to kind of take up a bit of space with stickers, so that it just becomes not overwhelming. Because otherwise I think if I was to like, even with my Kiwi, like to track every article I read would be too much in my planner. So I think this will hopefully work for me in the new year with this semester. I also got like a new, so this planner I always plan like after the fact, so it's kind of like my pretty memory spread that I can like look back on and see what I accomplished, versus I have like a functional might be a better word, a functional planner that I can use throughout the week to keep track, because as I said, there are a lot of little stuff, and you know, a lot of things change very easily, so I can kind of scratch things out, move things, add things in, so it allows me kind of the freedom to be flexible. There we go, and then I think I'm gonna add some of these glitter headers, foiled glitter headers. And so, as I was kind of saying, this semester is all about work-life balance. I think especially because I have kind of these large things, it's easy for me to get overwhelmed and easy to kind of wrap myself within the work. When it comes to like courses or TAing, it's easier to kind of get things done because they're broken down already for me and they have specific deadlines, so I have to teach every week. I have to grade things so they have the feedback for next assignment. So it's easy to kind of let perfectionism go in those matters, but when it comes to things like my qualifying exam and client reports, it can become very easy for me to get stuck on perfectionism and become overwhelmed and just completely dedicate every hour of every day to work. And so really one of my goals this semester is to not allow that to happen. I want to obviously still do work, like I don't want to do work badly or do bad work, but I want to do work that's good enough. I think also last semester was quite busy for me, so I'm a bit mentally exhausted, a bit burnt out, and so I think this semester it'll really help. I have no idea what I was saying, but essentially I think I was saying how I want to do good work but still kind of respect boundaries, and especially since I'm a little burnt out, not even just from last semester, I think from the last 3 years of grad school, I need to like learn to better listen to my body so that I can recover, and that's so I don't burn out again. And so yeah, I'm hoping this setup, as well as my like kind of new setup in my other planner, my functional planner, will kind of allow me to do that. Alright, so now I just have the bottom washi to put on, and then I can get to the day by day. There we go. Alright, so now to the day by day. I actually want to remove this glitter header here, and replace it with this. So these stickers I think are from PMD Designs, and I find them so helpful and functional just for like tracking what week of the semester we're in. I know it's like, it seems easy to like keep it on track, but it's really not. Like, it becomes easy throughout the semester where I'm like, wait, are we on week 5 or 6? I don't know. So I like having this so I can reference what week we're in. It's actually really helpful for especially the fall semester, because my school weirdly starts fall semesters on Thursdays, so it becomes really confusing in the fall to suddenly know what week we're on. The winter semester is a bit easier to remember because it always starts on Mondays. And so, as I said, this first week back was filled with a bit of semester planning. So really it's just like when the course guidelines are posted, really I just go through and put all the dates of stuff in my calendar. I know I said like I'm not in courses this semester, but it's helpful even as a TA to do that, because then I know when assignments are due and when my grading will start. Typically grading's due 2 weeks after, although some assignments might be sooner. So usually I wait to hear back too from the professor to see due dates as well. I might have to move this up here actually. And so Monday also was, as I said, I had a client report kind of due, probably should have cut it, but oh well. I had a client report due, like, it's due at the end of January, but it has to go through many drafts, so this was kind of beginning with the wrapping up that client report. As well as, so at that job we're also starting, because like as that project's wrapping up, we're also starting another project, just because like the starting phases and the wrapping up phases isn't a lot of time. So I can move this down now. It's not a lot of time that it takes out of your schedule, so we kind of have like 2 projects ongoing. So this was also then getting started on that other project. And so I actually had a client meeting this day with the client for the new project, and then had to do some other meetings to kind of talk about that project as well. And so Tuesday started with a TA meeting. So it was really just to learn more about what to expect in our role as a TA, as well as like to get all the stuff like grading due dates and things. As well, so we have these, we'll actually have them weekly, to also talk about for our seminars. So our seminar started this Thursday and Friday to find out what we're teaching in those seminars. I also did some QE work this day, as well as preparing for my presentation. So my presentation was Wednesday. So it was to essentially like our program. We meet once every 2 weeks. It's like you sign up for it like a class, but I don't fully consider it a class, because really the whole thing is like you meet and then you present your research. And then they ask you questions and there's like a Q&A period. So it's an opportunity for one, to like learn about each other's research, but two, to also, I'm gonna cut this. It's also an opportunity for you to practice research talks. And so, as I said, it was a bit weird because literally my presentation, which happens once a year, happened the first week of the new semester. So it was a bit weird coming back and having this huge presentation right off the start. But it went pretty well actually, and I'm glad I got it over with now, because now I don't have like really any other kind of like assignments or deadlines. I do have my exam, like the qualifying exam, but I consider that like a whole different thing. And so I'm basically using 3 stickers to kind of mark the same thing, but I want to mark that I did prep. Like I prepped all morning for it, and did practice presentations, and then that was the actual like class, and then this was, I want to mark that it wasn't just like I had the class, I was also presenting that day as well. Alright, so now on to Thursday. I think Thursday again was a lot of work for my job, which I think this semester will essentially be literally work, QE, and like TA stuff, which is still kind of work. And so a lot of it was just doing that. But I had a lot of different tasks for it, so I do want to mark down. So I also, my university offers writing groups through the library. So I signed up for 2 of them this semester, just because they're good at like keeping you accountable to doing work each week, and especially when it comes to things like the qualifying exam, it becomes really hard for me to find the time to sit down and do it, because it's such a big task with like this ambiguous deadline. There is a deadline, I guess, but like it's not clearly set, and there's a lot of flexibility around it, so it becomes easy to kind of push it aside. But I'm hoping by attending writing group each week, that'll keep me accountable to working on it. I also had a team meeting again for my job, and then I also prepped for my seminar. So I'm teaching a seminar on Fridays, and so I just want to mark that I did some prep for it. So prep usually involves just kind of reviewing there's a set of like slides, but oftentimes like they need some edits, so it's often like editing and reviewing the slides and kind of preparing to teach. And then Friday, so Friday was a bit different, unexpected, but it was still good. So Friday, as I said, I have 2 writing groups this semester, one's on Thursday and one's on Friday. I actually didn't go to the Friday one because one of the TAs, so even though it's for one course, there's multiple TAs who will teach a seminar for one course. So it's often like a course of like 200, but then it's broken down to like 10-ish seminars. So one of the TAs, it was a bad snow day that day. They like either ride the bus or train in. It was delayed, so I had to go and sub for them just for the first half hour. And so I had to miss writing group, which is fine. To go and sub. It was just unexpected. And then, so I want to just mark that I subbed there. And then I worked on, as I said, the report. So a lot of it was working on the report and doing some edits. And then I also taught that day my own seminar. And then I ended the day with a meeting for my my other TA-ship this semester, which I'm excited for. This TA-ship, like this seminar, I've taught a couple times now, which I like, because oftentimes like you already know the kind of unknowns, so you know what to expect problem-wise and how to avoid potential problems. But it's also exciting getting the experience to like TA other courses, especially because this is an upper year course. So I'm excited about that. And then I'm trying to think if this is Saturday or Sunday. I think it was Saturday. I think it was Sunday actually. Yeah. And so this weekend I took it pretty easy, but I did some additional edits for the report. And so this week wasn't too bad. Like, as I said, this semester's not too bad, just because I don't have a lot of courses and like a lot of commitments, which is nice, but it's still going to be, I think, a bit of a stressful semester, just because I'm gonna be doing these big things like my qualifying exam. It's a big goal of mine to finish and defend the qualifying exam this semester, or at least if I don't defend my exam, at least like essentially be ready and defend it in like beginning of May so that it's over with. And so this is my spread for the week. As I said, I used the Bundle Up kit from the Prairie Planner. All the kit leftovers I use in my Printpression planner, so I like to coordinate spreads between this and my Printpression, and my Printpression is where I plan everything outside of academia. And so, and then on top of the kit, I just use some foil rolls that I have. Like, I've had these for like 2 years now. I want to use up what I have before I start like buying more. I want to be more aware of what I'm buying and making sure I'm using things. So I wanted to use up some of the foil I already had, so I decided to use that for this spread. So that's it for the plan with me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.